T-minus 9 minutes. T-minus 8 minutes. T-minus 7 minutes. T-minus 6 minutes. T-minus 5 minutes.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put a couple thumbs up in the comment section if you can hear me.
T minus 3 minutes. T minus 2 minutes. T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9.
Let's get ready to rumble.
5, 4, 3, 2.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. How's everybody doing tonight on Friday? How's everybody doing on this beautiful, lovely Friday? Beautiful, lovely Friday. How are you doing? Let me check some things out. Who is, okay, Super Chat on YouTube. YouTube! Tonight's your night to shine, YouTube. I want to thank you for your blessing to the page, YouTube. YouTube, I'm going to wait till y'all get a little bit more, but YouTube, your blessing came through. And just to let you know, Shayne, it did work. Now I'm about to have a business meeting real quick, y'all, with Shayne and my producers. Shayne, when I was telling you, remember we was talking about cutting back a lot of those songs that was giving me problems? Well, YouTube now has no reason to hit me with copyright strikes. The page has been being shared out more. So, moving forward, blessing, I'm going to find another video to play that's not going to get me flagged. But I want to thank everybody on YouTube who blessed the page. For so many of you who joined the $1 club. For so many of you who joined the $1 club. I got about 4 or 5 that joined, which is a good thing. As you can see, Shayne, check it out. You know what, Shayne? Let's see. Is it too late for me to do a goal? Yeah, I'm going to do a goal. Yeah, I'm going to do a goal. Is it too late to do a goal? Is it too late to do a goal? Yes, yeah, I am going to do a goal. 5. There you go. Tonight, and I don't want Shayne the only one doing it, let's dance. Let's dance on Rumble. Let's dance on YouTube. Let's dance YouTube. All right. Start, go. I got tonight just 5 super chats, $2 or more. That's right. Just $2. Tonight's super chat on YouTube, check it out. It's just $2 or more. And Shayne should not be the only one to do it. That's just $2 or more. Because you guys on YouTube, you did show up. And like people say, see, that's all you need. It's just $2. That's it. $2. That's it. Boy. YouTube, I want to thank you guys for your blessing to the page. YouTube, I want to thank you for your blessing to the page. You blessed the page in YouTube. See, I got a few people right now. Got 16. So, and we're gonna try to do it a little bit. You know what? And you know what? I should do a go. You know what? I'm also gonna do a poll. And this is a serious poll. Should the people who perpetrate a race y'all gonna like this poll? Yes. Ryan. All right. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be good because what I'm talking about tonight is disturbing. What I'm talking about tonight is absolutely disturbing. You got people in the black community people in the black community that are staging race hoax, hangings. That's what they're doing. These people are staging race hoax. All right, there we go. There we go. Cause this is getting ridiculous. This is really getting ridiculous. Cut. This is getting so ridiculous. Should the people who perpetrate a race hoax be charged with inciting a riot? Yes, 10-year mandatory. Whatever damage is done if riots. No, just freedom of speech. Sued and jail time. Sued and jail time, not just freedom of speech. No, just freedom of speech. Whatever damage is done if the riots, and yes, it's a 10-year mandatory. That's the thing right there. So please make sure you vote. Because you know what? What's going on with these folk committing murder? Take your girlfriend and hang her in a tree to try to incite a riot? Because you're trying to cover your tracks? Then down here in Raleigh, North Carolina, you got a gentleman who went and hung himself with an extension cord downtown Raleigh. For what reason? Because even in death, they're trying to perpetrate a race hoax. I want you to realize this. Think about the mentality of the person. Even in death, they want to perpetrate a race hoax. The only way they can make their life meaningful is to perpetrate a race hoax. The only way to make their life meaningful is for them to perpetrate a race hoax. That's what I'm talking about. That is literally what I'm talking about. It is so bad, and there's no accountability that people are murdering other blacks and stringing them in trees. Then if you want to commit suicide, you go hang yourself. And then you got black folk who purposefully know. Hear what the examiner says. Hear what the police chief say. I don't believe that. Ain't no black man gonna hang himself. Ain't no black man gonna hang himself. Bruh, you don't even know how to stop the drug dealers and gangbangers and pimps on your corner, and you talking about some black people, what black people won't do. You had a police chief here in Raleigh. I'm in Durham. Raleigh is my sister, is why we used to live at. That's the sister city. And you got people who admittedly, openly, purposefully trying to cause racial tension. Jamal, I'm just so sick and tired of talking about race. Well, you know what? If you sick and tired of talking about race, if you're sick and tired of talking about race, then you be sick and tired of it. But what's going on is going to affect you. Because don't you notice things never get better? What do you think now that Derek Chauvin may be getting a new trial? Karmelo Anthony is trying to get a new trial because his lawyer and the prosecutor said, you know what? Karmelo got some bad stuff. Yeah, maybe Aston may have said a few things, but Karmelo was kicked out of school. Fantasized about killing people. And you gonna compare the two? Black folk has been holding this grudge. If you say something racist, you should be killed. If you call somebody a nigger, you should be killed. That is what the black community have been saying and acting upon for the past 60 years. Because if this had been 1955 or 1960, before the federal government started backing, every time something happened to someone black, the federal government started coming in and prosecuting, this wouldn't be happening right now. And that's what's happening. The black community is trying to justify murder with saying a racial slur. Yeah, I said it. The black community is trying to justify murder with saying a racial slur. And it's constantly going on. When you're literally here in Raleigh and you go to commit suicide and you purposefully hang yourself downtown Raleigh so you can make yourself important in death, something's wrong. Take a look.
Social media posts alleging that the circumstances surrounding this death were different from what the investigators have documented. Some of those posts contains information that is flat out inaccurate, misleading, or unsupported by the evidence currently available to investigators. We strongly encourage members of the public to avoid sharing unverified information, photographs, videos, or speculation that could further traumatize this young man's family or unnecessarily create fear and division within our community. Anyone who has firsthand information or evidence concerning this incident is encouraged to contact the Raleigh Police Department at 919-996-3335 or visit Crime Stoppers at raleighcrimestoppers.org. We ask individuals with relevant information to provide it directly to investigators rather than relying solely on social media. The Raleigh Police Department and the entire city of Raleigh extends its sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of this young man. Out of respect for the family, the department would not release additional personal details regarding the circumstances of the death. As with all unattended or unexpected deaths, investigators are conducting a thorough investigation in coordination with the medical examiner's office. The final determination regarding the cause and manner of death rests with the medical examiner. At this time, if you or anyone you know is experiencing thoughts of suicide,
that right there. They got the man walking with the extension cord They got the man walking with the extension cord that he hung himself with. They literally got the man walking with the extension cord. Oh yes, I am aware, Tommy Westland, of the Nolan Wells, the guy who went with the boat ride and fell off the boat. Or which one? The other dude that jumped off the bridge? Yeah, I'm aware of those. But there was no murder. It's to the point now people are purposefully looking to do some type of race hoax. That's all it is. These people are creating hoax. And the black community wants these hoax because black fatigue. People are sick and tired of us. People are sick and tired of us. I say us. No, I'm not Paul. You have niggas and black people. As the joke used to say. No. Black people keep trying to defend the niggas. Black people keep trying to defend the niggas. And it's making things worse. But before I go any further, let me, it's 2300 and I know I'm about to open up the phone lines in a few. Listen. And I'm going to say this right now. If my moderators mute somebody, they muted them for a reason. And if my moderators turn around and mute you, don't say they was wrong to mute you. When they make a decision to mute you, I trust my moderators. Oh, yes. The round table got to do that before we do the call in. But before I go any further, I would like to thank the following people for their kindness and generosity and donation to the page. First, I would like to thank Shayne. Shayne Terry for his kindness and generosity and donation to the page. He gives subscription. Thank you, Shayne, for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through gift subscription. And then I would like to thank Z-Man. Thank you, Z-Man, for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Super Chat. And then the beautiful Miss V-Long. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Super Chat.
I love you.
Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page. Now we're going to go over here to YouTube. Shayne done represented. Shayne done said, Jamal, you know I got to represent for you. Well, Shayne, before I even had to go, please help. Here you go. Shayne says, please help Jamal out with the Super Chat challenge besides me. Well, you know what, Shayne? There you go. $2 challenge. Look at that. 5 people doing a $2 challenge. Now, who is going to do the $2 challenge? That's it. If you come to Rumble, not Rumble, no. This is YouTube. Jamal, are you telling people from Rumble? Don't know Rumble. You guys, you always represent and show love. Let YouTube do it. This is a $2 challenge. 5 people with a $2 challenge. Who gonna be first? So there you go. $2 challenge. Now I would like to thank Shayne over here because he donated. Thank you, Shayne, for your kindness and generosity. Thank you, Shayne, for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Super Chat.
I love you. I love you.
Thank you, Shayne. everyone, are you sick and tired of these race hopes? I know it's so much to talk about. But I got to start the show off with this. Then you had a man kill his wife. Alleged person interested in death investigating the woman found hanging from the tree, arrested on unrelated charge. You see that? This is the man that hung his own wife. And black folk, oh yeah, scapegoat. That ain't a scapegoat, that's the truth. Niggas hate the truth. Black folk hate the truth. They just want something to say. Racism, Donald Trump, racism. That's the only thing they want to say. That's the only thing they absolutely want to say. They will lie big. They will lie, and create lies just to be able to say, we're victims. We're victims. The mean old Republicans, and you black Republicans just stand there. You black Republicans just stand there. No, we know we're not going to get ourselves caught up in that foolishness that y'all are trying to do. You be taking up for them white folks. That's why I made the comment I made today. When I said this, when people like, man, them white folk, you taking up for them white folk, when they ain't gonna do nothing for you, they ain't gonna do nothing for you. When they leave you on the side of the road somewhere dead, you gonna want black people to march for you. No, I'm not gonna want black people to march for me, because most likely it's gonna be a nigga who did it. Let me say that again. If you see me shot on the side of the road or something, oh, did you hear about the tragedy? Jamal was shot on the side of the road. It's going to be because a nigga did it. White folk don't have to kill black folk no more. Black folk do a better job. Black folk is more efficient at killing niggas than anybody. Do you realize that black people got a pure efficiency to it? We do things like shoot each other over streets we don't own. That's right. We shoot each other and murder each other over streets we don't own. You know what else we do? We shoot each other over something as simple as the color of a t-shirt. So why should the Klan exist? Think about it. I just want y'all to think about it. If you are a Klansman and somebody told you got to pay $100 dues, and you know these Negroes out here killing themselves like that, you daggone right I wouldn't join. I'd take my money, buy me a new pickup truck. I'd take my money, go to the beach. I'd take my money, I'd be like, oh, let the niggas, they killing each other for free. And that is the problem. That is truly the problem. You gonna tell me right now you are purposefully trying to create race hoax because you want to feel important. You want to strike a blow for black people. That you hang yourself in trees. Let me see if it's enough people on. I think so. All right. I think I can do this now. I think I can do this. Enough people have came to YouTube and hit that like button. YouTube. I would like to thank you for your blessing to the page. YouTube, I would like to thank you for the blessing to your page. All your memberships and everything you do was paid out, and so since that happened, I got a blessing. So YouTube folks, I want to thank you guys for your blessing to the page. So I would like to thank everybody on YouTube that have gave, and anybody who hasn't gave. Hopefully your time will be coming where you can, like I said, $1 subscriptions, $1 subscriptions. So you can then help out, $1 subscriptions, so you can help out and help keep the page going. Those dollar subscriptions go a long way. I'm not going to sit here. Yeah, those dollar subscriptions go a long way. They do. So don't think, oh, Jamal, that's just a dollar subscription. A dollar subscription goes a long way. 30 people do a dollar subscription. That getting my name out there. That gets my name out there. That's why I like those. Look, you just don't realize if you go look for me on Rumble, I come up. I come up when you hit me on Rumble. Look at this real quick. Let me see, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to show y'all this so you can see. Rumble. All right, now check it. I'm not signed into here, right? I'm not signed in right now. These people got huge followings, okay? I want you to look at it. These people got humongous following. And look at little old me right there. I'm actually shown up here live with all the other big people. This is because of Shayne, J9000, Z-Man, and everybody who's done gift subscriptions. My name comes up, and if I come right here, look at that. I come up. So that's what it is about. Those memberships are very, very helpful. They are very, very helpful. So for those like Jamal, I can only get myself $1. Jamal, I can only go to YouTube and get myself $1 membership. Okay, that's a blessing. You gonna help the page go further. All right, let's go. Let's see, is anybody in the queue? Not yet. Nobody's in the queue. All right, it is Time to call in 1-609-663-0564. Once again, it is 1-609-663-0564. Let's talk. It's Friday night. I want to hear what you guys think. Are you tired of these race hoax? Do you believe these people should be locked up immediately for causing these race hoax? What say you? What say you? What do you think? And they know it. They know what they are doing. They know it. And then they want to sit here and get mad when whites push back. Now, yes, some of them deserve it. Somebody deserve it. Yes, Al Sharpton is being sued. Did y'all hear that? Al Sharpton is being sued. But let's start with Derek Chauvin getting a new trial. If you can do that for Karmelo Anthony, then you can do it for Derek Chauvin. If you can come in and defend Karmelo Anthony knowing he murdered someone, then people have a right to defend Michael Cohen. People have a right to defend who they want. Because for so long, too many folk have tried to make black folk the expert in morality. That's what they're trying to do. And what do you say by that, Jamal? They try to instill them with their feminism, the same feminism they learned from their mama that made their daddy leave. So please, if you would like to call in, phone lines is yours. Phone lines is yours. While I play this video and run in there, hopefully I get a phone call. All right, let me run use the bathroom.
Illegal charges, a fraudulent trial. The attorney for Derek Chauvin talks about new developments in the case and the bombshell grounds for dismissal against all of the officers involved in the so-called murder of George Floyd. Next. Attorney Greg Joseph joins us once again. Greg, thank you for being here.
Liz, it's my pleasure.
Now, earlier today, you filed another petition for your client, Derek Chauvin, and that petition states that Governor Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison, and the Hennepin County Attorney's Office violated state law in filing charges against your client. I know there are a lot of details in all of this, 31 pages in all, but how big of a deal is this, Greg?
This is fundamental. This is something that is just an institution that stretches back a very, very long ways. And when I say long ways, I mean Vikings, which is fitting for this state. The grand jury is essential. It's fundamental. And this case was never submitted to a grand jury. And I want to be clear about something else. This is a violation of not only state laws. This is a state constitutional violation. This is a federal constitutional violation. And what was done here is shocking. It's inexcusable.
So this all happens in a very short amount of time after May 25th, 2020. So they failed to convene a grand jury in this case, violating your client's right to due process. I think a lot of people are going to wonder, though, how something as big as this went unnoticed for such a long time.
Well, obviously, I don't have to tell you that the circumstances were strange. There was an assignment of authority by Governor Walz, which itself was unlawful. But that's unusual in any case. So I think there were a lot of things going on. And I think it was very easy to lose the forest for the trees because in a very short period of time, there were very fundamental and basic violations of due process. And those aren't necessarily things that defense attorneys normally look for in preparing a case like this. You take for granted that the charges are going to be brought lawfully and that the process will be adhered to, and this didn't happen. It's not something that you'd normally even look for in a case like this because you don't see this conduct by state actors.
So you have to essentially go back to the very beginning of this case, follow it all the way from the beginning. What did you find? What's going through your mind, I guess, when you discover this flaw?
The only thing you have when you're a defense attorney, the only thing you have to build your case around, your defense around, is the criminal charges. So I want to emphasize how fundamental this is. If the charges themselves are illegal, as they were in this case, everything that follows from those charges is also illegal, including the trial, which was a fraud. So what went through my mind when I saw this is I was stunned. Obviously, we filed a petition last November and called out a lot of due process problems with the trial at that time. The district court didn't see fit to grant a hearing in that, and that's currently at the Court of Appeals. But this is so basic. It's easy to miss how basic this is, and unfortunately, everyone did. Effectively, what happened is the charges that were filed by the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, which were also unlawful because there was no grand jury convened and probable cause was found by a Hennepin County District Court judge. And that wasn't enough. Those charges weren't severe enough for the people who burned down Minneapolis. So the governor stepped in and assigned responsibility to Attorney General Ellison. Now, there is a statute that gives him authority to do that. But he didn't follow the statute either. So what the statute requires, it may be actually a procedural rule. What the rule requires is that the conveyance of authority be done in writing. So that didn't happen. But the bigger point is that the conveyance of authority from the Hennepin County attorney at the direction of Governor Walz only applies in cases where an indictment by a grand jury is required. Mr. Chauvin was a public officer. He was a licensed peace officer in Minnesota, and he was performing his duties as a police officer at all times relevant. So without that indictment, Governor Walz lacks the authority to assign this case to the Attorney General's office. Now, of course, the Attorney General had no problem picking up that authority and abusing it. But that initial fundamental transfer of power was unlawful. So really, anything that flows from that is illegitimate and it's illegal. The complaint has to be dismissed in its entirety.
As you point out in the petition, along with the 14th Amendment in the U.S. Constitution, the Minnesota Constitution guarantees that no person shall be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law. And this petition argues that this is exactly what happened to Chauvin. And if it could happen to him, it could happen to any of us. And as you said in the petition, quote, the political fruits of this unlawful prosecution have shaped the trajectory of this state and the world. And that, quote, Hennepin County's unlawful charges against Mr. Chauvin were not severe enough for the mob. Walz referred the case to Keith Ellison, who signed and e-filed a second unfounded complaint against Derek Chauvin that included the murder charge. So along with illegal charges and a fraudulent trial that you've talked about, that you argue in this petition, it's even more troubling because it doesn't appear to be an isolated incident. What did you find there?
Right. This wasn't just done to Derek and to Tutau and Alex and Tom Lane. This was done to many, many law enforcement officials around Minnesota. Not only that, but the Attorney General's office under Ellison grew tenfold to expand the full-time criminal attorney division in order to spread this version of justice to the people in outstate Minnesota by assuming control, by Ellison's assumption of control of local prosecution.
Before I open up the phone lines, I would like to thank Mr. Shayne Jennings, Mr. Shayne Jennings. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Venmo. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Venmo. Thank you, Miss Shayne Jennings.
I love you.
All right. Thank you. Well, it's time for the phone lines to open up. It's a lot to talk about, but like I said, we're going to open up these phone lines. We're going to get everybody in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Hopefully I can get 5 callers. Let's see if we get 5 or 10 callers. Let's start off with Mr. David Hessler out of Utah. Hey, Mr. David, how are you doing tonight? Hello, Mr. David. How are you doing? Mr. David?
Hello?
Hey, Mr. David. How are you doing?
Hello?
Mr. David, can you hear me?
Hello?
Mr. David, can you hear me?
Hello?
That's something wrong with his phone. Can y'all hear him? Mr. David, can you hear me? Mr. David, can you hear me?
Hey, Jamal?
Mr. David, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Everyone in the comment section, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me in the comment section?
What is happening here?
Can y'all hear me in the comment section? Can you?
Hello? Anybody here?
I'm gonna drop them. Whoa.
Myself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Jamal.
Okay. All right. There was something wrong with the microphone. All right. Hey, Mr. David, how are you doing tonight?
Fighting off a bit of a headache, but, I just can't resist, listening to the show and saying what I think before I turn in for today.
Well, go on. Let's hear it.
I 100% support that pulley this guy had us take, especially the number one, where they should be sued for any harm or any riots that happens. I tell you who else needs to be sued. If, God forbid, if you ever have to shoot one of these black supremacist thugs that's either trying to attack, rob, or kill a family member, yourself or your neighbor, and then they start, all the race hustlers and black supremacists start trying to justify it and trying to encourage people to send you to jail or beat your family up or to kill you and your family. They need to be sued too, because they're trying to make a profit one way or the other out, trying to advocate violence against you.
You know what, Mr. David? Hold on, let me stop this. You know what I said today? I was on Mr. Williams' podcast, and somebody was complaining about private prisons. Oh, private prisons. And I said this, and I wouldn't take it back. And I said this, and I wouldn't take it back. If you read the 13th Amendment, do you know prisons are supposed to look like slavery? Did you know that?
Yeah, I didn't. What was that again? You broke up a little bit on me. I didn't catch it all.
I said, did you know that our prison system is supposed to look like slavery? Did you know that?
Oh. Yeah, are you talking about the part of, blacks only one certain percent of a person, so the South can claim slaves as voters to get more representation. Is that the part you're talking about?
No, sir. The 13th Amendment. Hold on for a second. The 13th Amendment. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any other place subject to their jurisdiction. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment.
Oh, yeah.
So, by the Constitution,
now. It took me a while. This old brain's kind of clogged up with so much stuff, it takes a while to
that's understandable.
find something.
But my point is, by the Constitution, the horrors that was going on during slavery, they said that's how prisoners supposed to be treated. And they were talking about, and they didn't make a specification for the most heinous. They just said for incarcerated people, you supposed to be treated like slaves. And and that's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
Because they saw the results. They seen the former slaves come with the whips on the back and all that. And they said that's how inmates should be treated. That's how people who break the law should be treated. So when people complain about private prisons making money off these inmates, they're supposed to, because it's supposed to look like slavery. The last minute is yours, Mr. David. The last minute is yours.
Well, like the old saying is, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, But yeah, I am so tired. And you got people all over, not just black people, but Democrat Party, white women especially, and Democrats all together, they get online everywhere on Facebook, on YouTube, and they make all these threats, all you Trump supporters scare me, I'm going to kill you if you ever come near me, blah, blah, blah. And, justifying and calling for violence against anybody. It's not just Trump and Trump supporters, but anybody that seems to threaten their entitlement. They want to be allowed to kill it or do whatever they want to them. Nothing happened to them.
But you know what, Mr. David, and thank you for the call, Mr. David. Thank you for the call. You know what, Mr. David? People have to understand that these people know exactly what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And if we don't push back, if we don't push back, we don't fight back, you're going to be ran over. And it comes time when black folk themselves have to stand up and say, he lying. It's like with Jussie Smollett. A lot of people say, well, black people didn't defend Jussie Smollett. Yes, we did. Because we didn't come out openly and say he's lying. We know he's lying. This is how we know. No black man gonna walk around 3 o'clock in the morning and go to a freaking Subway to get a Subway sandwich. We gonna eat bologna and bread at home. We gonna eat 2-3 bags of popcorn. And this man had juicy Smollett. Juicy. But thank you, Mr. David. Thank you for the call. All right. All right. Wireless call. I got someone up here. Wireless caller. Hey, how are you doing? Who am I speaking with?
Yes, Sarah Brown.
Sarah Brown. How are you doing, Miss Sarah?
I'm fine. How about you, Mr. Jamal?
All right. Miss Sarah, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I know I've got a short amount of time, but I'm going to try to shorten it up for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like I have been, I'm not going to use anybody else in this but myself, okay? But there was an incident that happened about 12 years ago, and I was brought up on charges that I didn't touch a white man, which is a redneck, okay? And I knew him from years before. And a black investigator is the one that investigated this case. Well, he done a poorly job of it. I went to jail for this crap. And two other innocent people went to jail for it. And there was a witness to this crime. And the witness agreed with everything that went on what I said because that's exactly what happened. So when I hear about prejudice, and I was prejudiced against white people for a long time, and then I get on social media and I'm just prejudiced against everybody now, I'll be honest with you.
So you're equal
And I don't want to be that way.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. You're an equal opportunity hater. You say you don't care what color he is. You hate everybody. So you ain't racist. So you are not racist. You just hate everybody. You say, you know what? I know what I've been through with you. I hate you. I know what I've been through with you. I hate you. I got hate for everybody. Take hate. You like Oprah Winfrey. Like, you get a car. But you like, you get hate. Hey, it is what it is. That's called, at least you're equal. You dispense the hate out equally.
Right, and now I just surround myself with just my immediate family, which is two people.
But you know what?
These are some crazy people on the white side and the black side, on the Asian side, and whoever you are, they're crazy people. And for some reason, Mr. Jamal, they signify me for some reason, and I don't know why, because I'm a homebody.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and just to let you know, okay, there are many people who don't trust anybody other than their immediate family. They don't have no dealings and no cares for anybody that's not their immediate family. Because the same thing you said, all jokes aside, in seriousness, there are people who say, I don't trust anybody because I know I'm not going to give you the chance to screw me over. And they mean that. Because they have been screwed over by people. They have been done dirty by people. So they're not going to take the chance to get screwed over. Because if I say, and what is your name again? I did not catch it. What is your name again? I was trying to write it down. What is your name?
Shayne, Sharon. I say it differently because I'm from the South.
Well, I'm from the South too, and I love the South. All right, hold on. Sharon. All right, there you go. Now, right. I'm going to say this, Miss Sharon, and I mean this, Miss Sharon. There are people who don't trust anybody other than immediate family. And for many years, that's how people was. But through social media, everybody needs to be friends. You need to trust people more than other than your family. And the people that's telling you you need to trust people other than just your family come up crying 3-4 years later about how bad and mistreated they've been treated by other people, but not their family. There's a lot of families that are really, really close knit. And thank you for the call, Miss Sharon. There are a lot of families that are really, really close knit, but they know, they recognize, and they love just their family because their family is what they know won't betray them. It's some people who really been betrayed, and if it wasn't for their family, they would have got that betrayal. So, yes, I understand you, Miss Sharon. You just like Oprah Winfrey. You get some hate. You get some hate. You get some hate. Hey, guess what? You get some hate. You get some hate. You just throw the hate all around. There ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, everybody, before we go further, that's another call. I got to take care of business, everybody. I got to take care of business. Miss Erica Michelle showed me some kindness and generosity, and look at that. The goal, y'all, that's one. I done got one. I need four more $2 challenges, y'all. Look at that. 4 more $2 challenges. I got one. I need 4 more. YouTube, you gonna step up and help Miss Erica Michelle? Well, Miss Michelle, thank you for your kindness and generosity and your donation to the page. Thank you. All right. There you go. Now, I do believe I did have someone on the line. Rapper 10,000. It is time to bring up the Rapper 10,000. Rapper 10,000, can you hear me? Rapper 10,000, can you hear me?
Yes, Ma, I can hear you.
All right. What's going on with you tonight, Rapper?
Well, Jamal, can you mute me for a moment because I want to tell you something that happened to me online.
Okay. You got 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, well, it's just going to take a brief second because I don't want anybody else to hear about it. But on True Social, I've been getting a lot of attention from different women just trying to be friends with me and trying to communicate me outside of the platform. But earlier this week, I've kind of got into a texting after seeing one woman, my phone number just text communicating, found out that she was pretty much asking money for adult favors, and I promptly turned her down.
Yep, because you don't want to be hemmed up. You don't want to be hemmed up and get a prostitution charge after you. You're daggone right. You tell her, you don't pay to do the wild thing.
Yeah, and plus I wouldn't give my credit card information to anybody like that to begin with, even if I did know them.
No, that's smart.
But I was just a little bit taken off guard by that whole type of conversation to begin with. But what I wanted to tell everybody here is that I do think a lot of these race hustlers, just like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, and Ben Crump, definitely need to be held accountable for these riots and what are technically terrorism, because in the case of Derek Chauvin, that whole case was entirely politically motivated in the first place and was a huge obstruction of justice. So I think Derek Chauvin does deserve a new trial. But in the case of Karmelo Anthony, given what we know of the text messages, I strongly think he doesn't deserve a new trial because he's guilty of murder already, and these new text messages doesn't change that fact other than just paint him in a deeper hole.
Yes, absolutely. And Rapper, thank you for the call. Absolutely, Rapper.
Welcome.
Yes, what he did was basically paint himself into a bigger hole. He showed people he was the aggressor. He showed people he basically picked the fight. And when the young man told him, hey, look, you need to leave our tent, he had a problem with being told to leave the tent. Karmelo went over there to start trouble. Karmelo, guess what? He got the trouble. And now he's in here trying to boo-hoo and cry because he know he's going to do some serious time, because they're going to pull that plea bargain and say, okay, well, you know what? We're going to take that off the table. We're going to take that plea bargain off the table. And if you get convicted, we're going to charge you exorbitant amount of money. We're going to do that to charge some serious lots of money. Now, I want everybody, I just fixed the fan here. Let me hold on. Where is that? Oh, okay, here we go. I would like to thank my auntie. For her kindness and generosity and donation to the page. I would like to thank my auntie for her kindness and generosity and donation to the page. All right. I would like to thank Miss Yvette Spellman. Miss Yvette Spellman, thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
That thing got stuck. My bad, auntie, because that thing got stuck. I said I've been trying to seize my whistle for my coffee. So I love you, auntie Yvette. I love you. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page. Yes, Derek Chauvin should be free right now. Karmelo Anthony and all those race hustlers did what they did, and look at Illinois now. Illinois in certain areas is worse than what it was. It already was a major city, It already was a major city like that. Now you got more drugs, more gangs. The Somali pirates are life to be. There's nothing else I'd rather be, because that's them going around robbing the people, acting as if they're daycare owners. They actually go around acting as if they're daycare owners. Fraud. And you know what? Well, y'all just saying it because they look black. No, I'm not saying it because they look black. I'm saying it because they is black and they robbing people. They robbing people. So, but as we continue to keep going, since everybody brought up Karmelo, since people brought up Karmelo, I think this is the outside case, and where people show them blocking traffic. Okay, yep, this is it.
Explosive evidence kept from the jury that convicted Karmelo Anthony, now taking center stage as the Texas teen fights for a new trial after being found guilty of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Aston Metcalf at a high school track meet. Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Banderas in New York.
And I'm Bill Malugin here in Washington. Julie, great to be with you as we roll into hour number 2 here. John and Sandra have the day off. This is America Reports. Both sides in this case are now revealing some really damaging evidence they agreed to keep from the jury as part of a gentleman's agreement. That includes text messages that prosecutors say show Anthony fantasizing about stabbing somebody, the defense resting earlier today before the state took the unusual step of putting its own lead prosecutor on the witness stand.
We have Fox team coverage for you. Donna Rotuno joins us just in moments right here in New York City. But first,
we send it out to correspondent Garrett Tenney, joining us live outside of the courthouse in McKinney, Texas. Hi, Garrett.
Yeah, Bill and Julie, a lot of folks were surprised when Karmelo Anthony didn't take the stand in his own defense back in June. And today we got a bit more insight into how and why that happened. This morning in court, one of Anthony's original defense attorneys, Toby Shook, testified that towards the end of the trial, we very much still wanted Karmelo to testify because we thought that was the only way the jury could see. That is why he used deadly force. Shook said that self-defense argument was important because they felt like they could convince the jury to go with a manslaughter conviction instead of murder. But after there was a breakdown over that unwritten agreement for both sides not to introduce any character evidence, Shook said Anthony didn't trust that prosecutors would keep their word if he took the stand and ultimately chose not to do it. Here's Jonathan Turley weighing in on that decision.
In reality, the motions for a new trial, in my view, are fairly anemic. One of the arguments is that I would have testified, but my lawyers really didn't fully advise me on this stuff. That's going to be hard to make out.
We've learned that one reason both sides wanted to keep all of that character evidence out, Anthony's text about wanting to stab someone and Aston Metcalf's school disciplinary record, is because of how heated things were over this case in the public and that the race of those individuals who were involved. And that's not something either side wanted to throw gas on. Just a little bit ago, the lead prosecutor, Bill Werski, testified about the threat environment around this case, saying people on both sides were going to work trying to get addresses for doxing. The Anthony's address was out. Judge Tucker's address was out. The volume, validity, and legitimacy of the death threats was unprecedented in my experience and in the law enforcement here's experience. This hearing is expected to finish by the end of today, but we are told that the judge is not expected to be making a ruling on whether or not Anthony will get a new trial in court today. That's going to be issued via an email announcement at some point over the next few days. Bill and Julie.
All right, Garrett Tenney reporting live outside the courthouse in McKinney, Texas this afternoon. Garrett, thank you. Julie?
Okay, we've got Fox News contributor Donna Rotuno here in studio with us. Okay, first, let's just talk about the damning evidence that was not subject to the jury, and that are those text messages.
So, yes, on both sides. There were text messages sent by the accused here, Karmelo Anthony, the convicted person in this case, and he sent text messages regarding stalking his girlfriend. His girlfriend had gone to the school that day claiming that he had been stalking her. He said, "I'm low-key ready to lose it," or something along those lines. So that's very damaging in terms of his state of mind that day. Because remember, they tried to paint this as this sort of snap decision. He was in this tent and that he wouldn't think about what he was doing. And then the prosecutor said, well, he was reaching into this backpack.
We got Otis up on deck. We got Otis on deck. Hello, Otis. How are you doing tonight? Otis. Otis.
Hey, you there, buddy?
Hey, how you doing tonight, Otis?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, man. Loving it.
Are you underwater? Did y'all get a lot of rain tonight?
You know what? I didn't get that much on my side. We saw it was raining. It was raining, but it's not stopped.
Yeah,
what about y'all up there? Too. What about y'all up there in Alamance? Y'all get any bad?
Yeah, I mean, we've got man, for the last week or so, we've got plenty. I mean, you can actually hear the tomatoes growing.
Well, that's good because we needed it.
Yeah, that what you were talking about earlier is so true. How else besides abortion can we control a population? Well, you can turn them against each other. You can leave them in poverty. You can leave them undereducated, and they'll kill themselves. And only the government could do something like that, maybe. And that's what they've done to the inner cities, the ghettos. I mean, they're still around.
You know what? I'm going to push back on you against that, Otis. I'm going to push back on you. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to push back.
Okay.
I'm going to push back because of the simple fact the black communities, inner cities got a mind. They got a mind to think with. Now, if these people who went through Jim Crow and segregation, who saw as much as you talk about Jim Crow segregation, if these people went through this, and now your idea to anything is to go shoot someone else, to destroy, watch your neighborhood get taken over by drug dealers and stuff like that, if you sit there and you allow it, you don't have nobody to blame. The government can engineer any plan to take you out, but the smart ones will always rise to the top to remind them they're not going anywhere. And that right there needs to be said and done. You don't let nobody, you just do it.
And that's my thing. Another thing you were talking about earlier. Prisons. They were made, basically to replicate slavery. Well,
yes.
Yeah, they did. Including chains around your ankles, or chain. I mean, when I heard you say that, it clicked. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what the prison system was set up for. It just, I don't know.
What the prison... I was going to say what the prison system did. Let me say this. What the prison system did was they saw how profitable slavery was. Why? Because the South was able to do things with slavery. So what they said was, you cannot put no one in slavery. You cannot or insubordinate them. However, except for crime, except for prison sentence. Because why? They want you to work as a slave, because one, it does help. It gets free labor. Free labor, and you can build a lot of things up with that free labor. And that's why you're supposed to use it. That's why you're supposed to use it. For those people who are incarcerated. Because the problem also with prisons, people don't fear going to prison. Oh man, I just lay down hot, sit in a car and ride this bad boy out. Can you imagine? You sitting there, so you got one of them inmates, and they laying on the bed, think they gonna just sit there and go away. And that guy come in, hi, Wank, you're sorry. He said, boy, you better get up or I'm gonna get you up. Man, get you, white boy. I say get you up, boy. You here for 3 years and we gonna get some good work out of you. I bet you your butt won't go back to prison then. I bet you won't go back to prison then for real. You bet. You look. You be so. You know what happened. You go to prison, and then things would go down better. But as long as if people can go to prison and get daggone iPads and all this stuff, they're actually trying to provide iPads in California prisons.
I mean, it's a free ride, is what it is. I mean, I just tell you it's a part of society. But basically my thing is racism, it sells. It always has. It probably always will.
Racism is as old as time. Oh, hold up. Racism is as old as time. When the Egyptians didn't like the Hittites because of who they prayed to and what they looked like, Indians did the same thing. Indians sat here and slaughtered each other because maybe you had duck feathers instead of eagle feathers and bear claws, and then they come and then they come and attack you. And they attack other Indian tribes for their land, for their game, for their farmland, and then turn them into slaves. And the problem is white America got to stop feeling guilty because someone tells you they feel hurt when you don't, so you want to emphasize. You want to emphasize with them. No. Well, I'm sorry if you feel that way, sir, but or ma'am. My ancestors didn't own slaves, so I really don't know. We was the back of the door people too. Or if your family was rich, or if your family is upper middle class. Well, that's why my mom and daddy went to college and got them degrees, so they ain't never got to worry about being an indentured servant.
That's the truth, brother. The last thing I was going to tell you, and I know you've seen some of these commercials. The senators did here in North Carolina, Roy Cooper. I know you've seen some of those ads, right?
Actually, no, because I don't have only time I watch TV is when my daughter's watching Sailor Moon. Other than that, I stick to my YouTube and Rumble channel. I'll be honest, I don't even watch TV no more.
I got you. Well, you can YouTube them later if you want to. But it's funny to me how this ass from North Carolina has been in politics for 40 years and just a staunch liberal Democrat. So the ads, and his funding is like in the $30 million range right now against his opponent. But one of his commercials says that Roy Cooper actually bucked his party and backed Donald Trump on, I think it might have been immigration or something like that.
No, he did.
But for him to have a commercial like that says, I'm not with this. I denied my party this because I voted. If you're putting that in an ad, in a commercial, you're desperate. I mean, he's got to be desperate. Anyway, that's all I got, brother.
But I'm going to say this for you real quick. The person who he's running against, you know who it is?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked into like his whole history. I know who he is. He's never been a politician, if I'm correct.
But my point is, let me see. Let me get this real quick. NC Republic.
And Roy Cooper's one of the ones that released like 3,000 some prisoners from institutions here in North Carolina. I don't know.
Michael Watley. Now, here's the problem with the whole Michael Watley thing, and I'm going to let you go because I'm going to put Tommy in the queue. Hold on for a second, Mr. Tommy. Hold on. Here's the problem with the whole thing. The Republicans in this state have a bad habit of waiting to September to start doing stuff. And while the Democrats keep building up, the Republicans in this state of North Carolina drives me crazy. First thing we want to do, we just let everything go. Then after September, we're like, we're ready to go. No, you need to been ready to go when Michael Watley won. I live here. There's not one Michael Watley sign hanging outdoors. I have not seen no Michael Watley signs, and I usually go out and I put the yard signs out and stuff, which I know I'm gonna do for the Senate race. But my thing is, where the Michael Watley signs? Where the Michael Watley signs? Why haven't you give them to the GOP? Why haven't you did it to the different county GOPs? Why don't you have enough for that? Roy Cooper has a war chest. He's a light Democrat. And here's something else before you go, Otis. Did you know he is a descendant of slave owners? The Cooper family was the biggest slave owners in Nash County. You didn't know that?
It would not surprise me one damn bit.
Yes, Roy Cooper, Governor Roy Cooper, and hold on, so all y'all can see why I got him up here. Hold on for a second, Tom. Hold on. Governor Roy Cooper, slave owner. Former North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper never owned slaves himself, but investigate research reveals that several of his direct ancestors were slave owners in Nash County. Look at this. Willie Cooper, William Billy Cooper, 27. 7. This man was the biggest slave owner in Nash County. That's how he got all that money he got to go to North Carolina and ride around and do all the stuff he did. But thank you for the call, Otis. Thank you. Next time somebody talk to you about Roy Cooper, be like, oh, I didn't know Mr. Roy Cooper was a slave owner. His family, he got his money from the slave owning. And you know the worst part about it? Black folk knew that in North Carolina. People in Rocky Mountain been knowing Roy Cooper is descendant of the Cooper family slave plantation, and they know and they still vote for him. That's why when I be telling white people, when black folk go complaining, ignore them. Ignore them. Because they just doing it because the person Republican. That's why they crying out. When it's a Democrat, bend over, grab your ankles, and just say, you don't need Vaseline if you don't want it, but the Vaseline will sure feel good if you use it, so it won't hurt that much. Thank you for the call, Otis.
Love you, buddy.
All right. Hello, Tommy. What's going on?
Hey, Jamal.
Hey, man. What's going on with you?
Oh, man, I'm just sitting down here close to Memphis. Look, there's a couple things I want to say, and then certainly I want to have your feedback on it as well.
Let's roll.
But in reference to the Anthony trial, today I saw where they were talking about, they released these texts. This was some information that they had agreed not to release. Well, they also released the juvenile record of the twins, Metcalf, and they talked about them having some juvenile records of fighting and this and that. So, it's going to have an effect on both sides of that, according to what people are saying. However, they didn't murder anybody, and they certainly didn't, end up with the record and the text talking about wanting to do something to somebody. So, but they do have a juvenile record that they're going to throw up if they do a second trial.
But see, here's the thing. Hold on for a second, Mr. Tommy. Here's the thing. Let me pause your time. Here's the thing. If they try to throw that up, okay, Karmelo Anthony was suspended. My client may been in fights because they're brothers. Because and I'm sorry, I don't know two twins. If you fight one, you ain't fighting the other. So if his twin, but one twin brother get into the fight, the other twin is not just gonna stand and be like, I hope my brother got some hands, cause that boy putting his hands to that boy. No, no.
That's what two twins. I agree. And it's but I'm just saying that they're going to bring up their juvenile record, anything they can. I mean, it's obvious what took place. Everybody saw it, and so I don't see how that. It's just last week, whenever I saw one of your videos where they were holding up a sign that saying he was innocent, and I don't even see how they could say if he took a knife and stabbed it in somebody's chest, how can he be innocent for any reason?
And then he fantasized about it. Though even worse, he had fantasies of it. He said he wanted to stab someone and lick the blood off the knife.
Yeah. So I don't think that's going to work out too well for him, because the other thing they said is that now this time they'll go after life in prison or possibly even the death penalty in this retrial or whatever second trial. That the consequences could be much worse than what he got the first time. The next thing I do want to just mention to you, when you mentioned something about Reverend Al being sued, I've been following this case in Mississippi very close, and I don't know if you've even seen much about it, but trust me, it's going to turn into a absolute racial bonfire. And Ben Crump and Al Sharpton have got involved. And if you go back and just do a little bit of research, you're going to see where Al Sharpton spoke at this young black child's, or he's an 18-year-old, his funeral, and absolutely made it about politics and race. That's all he talked about at the funeral. So now she's got these two people representing her, and in the process, they filed to get a independent autopsy. Well, the first autopsy done by the state, they removed some of the parts of the man's body because it requires a longer length of time to get the final results. The parents, it's a stepdad and a mom, refused to go and see the autopsy reports. They didn't even want to then go and talk with the state about what they had determined. Initially, the mother said that the white boys erased some things off her son's phone, who's Nolan Wells. And then in the process of that, she now won't turn over the phone for the authorities to even examine it, even though they've agreed to do a joint examination with Crump and his team and the state, both doing a forensic analysis of the phone. She won't turn the phone in. So you got Al and Ben down there pumping the race issue, and then you got everything that's going on with these other two trials with Chauvin and as well as with Anthony, whatever his last name is. The last name's Anthony. And I'm telling you, they're building this thing up to make this the biggest next racial issue in the country, to do everything they can to destroy the midterms. And it's coming. If you hadn't really paid that much attention to that case down there on Nolan Wells, you really take a minute and look at it, because they're trying to railroad these, I believe, based on the evidence and what I've discovered, that these white kids that had been friends with this young black boy since the 8th grade took him out on this island on the 4th of July and killed him. And now they're trying to, I think that his mother, one of the kids' mothers is a judge, and she may be the one that's suing Al Sharpton. I don't know anything about that, so if you can fill me in on what he's being sued about, I'd be interested to know.
President Trump's suing him for slander.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. President Trump is suing his butt. President, hold on, let me go bring it up. Hold up. President Trump sues Al All right. It says Al Sharpton has been notified by the attorneys of the targeted friend of Nolan Wells. Yeah, he's being sued. But where it says President Trump, President Trump is suing him as well.
I'm not surprised if it's not something said at that funeral. I'm telling you, he bashed Trump and white people in general, and just unbelievable.
Well, and here's the thing: a lot of people saw what happened. And in seeing what happened, he lost some credibility. However, Al Sharpton is the man who caused the Burlington riots in New York City, lying about Tawana Brown, where some people was killed.
I have a difficult time getting back to the show on Facebook for some reason. When I made the call the other night, this is the only second time I've called you in 10 years, but I felt like this was really something that you might want to just look a little further into, because
I know about the Nolan Wild.
I to get you to form an opinion, for you to be able to see the facts that I've seen and have your thoughts about it, and maybe even another show.
I talked about the Nolan Wells thing, and I said it was an accident. And I sat here and said the race hustlers are coming because they're looking for ways to do what? Get black folk mad, so we'll come out and vote. And then, of course, white people, a lot of white people, they sit there and they got white guilt so much that when black folk like, you know that's racist, you need to support us, and white people just sit there in the corner like, yes, okay, this is wrong. How can we help? How can we be anti-racist? That's what a lot of white people do, instead of standing there saying, listen, I don't care what you say. I don't care not one thing what you got to say. I'm not racist, and if you think I'm racist, to quote the famous Bart Simpson, eat my shorts.
Well, I'll tell you quickly that I'm a product of the 60s and the 70s. And in the 70s, even in Memphis, music had really brought blacks and whites together. We were really, even after, they integrated the schools, and within a few years, things had really settled down racially, I thought, at least in my area. And it never really was that bad in Memphis, where I was from, but it is just, it's scary for me as a 70-year-old to think that it has gotten to this point, and I really believe it's because it's been stoked over and over and over since a certain president was inserted into office, and I won't even say his name because
Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Hussein Obama with his chicken head wife, Michelle.
Yeah. I think they did exactly what it was that they had intended to do. I really believe that was exactly what the motivation for inserting him into that position was, to, again, stoke the flames of racial tension. So that's really all I wanted to say. I really appreciate what you do. Unfortunately, I'm not one as old as I am. I don't use any digital money, but I have certainly considered mailing something to you sometime. Maybe that's an address that you can throw up somewhere like you used to. And I really love what you do, man. I appreciate you very much.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, and it's easy. If you got an Android phone and you use any type of Google product, all you have to do is go to your Android store, and it'll say you want to put some money on your card from there.
I have an iPhone though.
Yeah, you still got Google. You can still use Google Play, and that's how you.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can still use Google Play with an iPhone. Only thing you load your money up. Let's say like if you want to pay, you put like $10 up there. You just come and put $1 in to be able to do it. Yeah, that's how you do it, and they'll walk you straight through. Yeah, you can.
I would definitely do that if I can figure that out as a as a baby boomer. I would certainly do that in a heartbeat.
Well, remember,
so I'm gonna see if I can get back to the show. I appreciate you taking the time, taking the call.
All right, and always remember, the baby boomers is the generation of the silent generation. The silent generation won World War II. If this generation went up against Hitler, we'll be speaking German. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was that was Facebook. Facebook in the house. Facebook in the house.
Had his hand on a knife, so it was premeditated. And obviously those text messages go to his state of mind that day.
Right.
So those would have been damaging.
I want to talk about the prosecution's texts that they revealed. Anthony wrote about stabbing someone, like you just said, but I want to just actually quote his text messages because these are extremely disturbing. He wrote, "and licking the blood off the blade." Also, another text message sent hours before the killing saying that he was low-key on the verge. This would have been critical evidence to be presented toward the jury. I understand that they had a gentleman's agreement. I don't understand why there would be a gentleman's agreement in a case such as this with such damning evidence.
Well, I think that's the issue, right? So first of all, was there agreement? What was the agreement? What were the terms of that agreement? Because normally in cases, a lot of this character evidence does not come in depending on what happens in a pretrial posture. So judges will rule on certain things that can or cannot come in. And I think what they decided was they didn't want to make this about other issues other than what happened inside of that tent, which frankly was actually nice of the prosecutors because I think that information is very helpful in terms of his state of mind. Now, there were other things in terms of Austin Metcalf and some of the things he had done. And so maybe they thought in a balancing test it was fair to just leave all of it out. However, the problem becomes that agreement has to do with the prosecutor's case in chief, is my guess, right? The prosecutor's thinking, we're not going to put this in. But the minute the accused, Karmelo Anthony, takes the witness stand, that should not be a reason then to not bring that up because you're opening the door.
Right.
So therefore it's fair game. If he testifies, I'm this nice, peaceful guy that's never had a problem, well, then they should have a right to then go into those things that he said on that day.
I mean, the defense basically turned the tables, though, and they basically claimed race, violence, racial slurs made by Metcalf. So now the defense says, look, had we not had this deal in place, we would have put our client on the stand. I don't know if that's necessarily the greatest idea, though. I mean, would you have wanted to see him on the stand if you were his defense?
Well, I think the only option they had, I have been talking about this for months since it started. I was very surprised given the way the evidence came in.
And who is telling y'all he said racist stuff? Who's saying that? Who's saying it? Who's out here saying it? Amanda, people been knowing Roy Cooper family was slave owners for years. People know that, but they just didn't say nothing because Roy Cooper is one of the elites of North Carolina. Republicans, for years, Republicans allowed Roy Cooper to run offices unfettered. When Roy Cooper was the Attorney General, Roy Cooper was the Attorney General for like a long time. Roy Cooper, before he ran for governor, he was the governor he was the Attorney General, and Republicans didn't run against him. Roy Cooper used to be down the middle. A straight up cop. But when Barack Obama came in 2016, Roy Cooper ran for governor of North Carolina. Roy Cooper was supposed to defend something called Amendment 1. Amendment 1 said marriage was between a man and a woman. The people of North Carolina went to the ballot box and said, we want to institute that marriage is between one man and one woman. Roy Cooper wouldn't go defend Amendment 1. He wouldn't go do it. That's how sorry his butt was. The Republican House and Senate was talking about replacing him. They was talking about replacing him because they felt, hey, he betrayed the voters in North Carolina because he would not defend Amendment 1, which passed 68%. It was they were saying that thing was over with by the first 6 minutes, and that was Obama's 2012, and that was during the primaries. Black church and everybody voted for Amendment 1. And that's what happened. Roy Cooper went radical. All right, good night, Z-Man. Good night, Z-Man. Z-Man's going to bed. Z-Man, dun-dun-dun-dun, the Z-Man. I have the power. Thank you, Z-Man. I have the power. Z-Man. But let's continue, shall we? Now we got to talk about how liberalism is affecting white women. You had a woman go and try to blow up. This white woman attempted to go blow up a building, and everybody is in love with this woman. Everyone is in love with this woman. Oh, where was her husband for her post-traumatic syndrome? Well, you know what? One thing you can say, you have a good night. You too, Miss Sharon Brown. You have a good night. One thing you can say about men, we may get drunk, but we ain't killing our kids. We may get drunk, but we ain't killing. Men may get drunk, but they ain't killing their kids. But you got another Democrat that's in trouble, Eric Swalwell. Eric Swalwell. Well, thank you, Miss Marsh Kennery. Thank you. Eric Swalwell, the man who accused Trump of rape, he accused President Trump of everything under the sun. And wouldn't you know, Mr. I respect women. Donald Trump don't respect women. Mr. Swalwell, he said, he didn't hear what the woman said. The woman told him, she said, no hugging, girl said, don't give me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. See, he didn't hear that. See, he didn't hear, I said, don't give me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. See, he didn't hear that. He didn't hear, don't give me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. Some of y'all don't never heard that song. I said, no, I said, no, honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't give me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. Eric Swalwell couldn't keep his hands to himself. Eric Swalwell said, I grab him by the booty and I grab him by no breast. Don't tell me no, and I'm going to take it myself. That man said he taking it. Oh, man, I just screwed up. Oh, I screwed up. No, I screwed up. I screwed up. I put the wrong thing in the wrong place. Put the wrong thing in the wrong place. Let me go fix this. There we go. I put the wrong thing in the wrong place. I thought I was on another page and I grabbed the wrong thing. All right, there we go. Now, let me grab it. You said no. Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I think I got y'all tonight. Anybody who that's what I'm talking. Anybody. Y'all usually catch me, but I think I got y'all tonight. What song am I singing? I said no, no honey, my baby. Don't put my love upon no shelf. She said don't give me no lines. And what's the second part of that? Because y'all always used to get me. What's the second part of that song? She said don't give me no lines. And I think I got y'all tonight on that one. I said no, I said my honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said don't give me no lines. Don't give me no lines. What's the rest of it? I would like to hear it if anybody know it. Because you know me, I'm woke. Let's see if anybody got it. Nope. Because that's an old song. I said no hoogie boogie. I said no hoogie boogie. I said no honey, my baby. Don't put my love upon no shelf. She said don't give me no lines. Don't give me no lines. I got one y'all don't know. About time. All right. Let me hurry up and switch this video. Let's see, is it in there? I said my honey, my baby. Don't put my love upon no shelf.
The FBI is investigating claims of sexual misconduct against former U.S. Congressman from California, Eric Swalwell. Agents seized all of his electronic devices over the weekend, including those he had on him at the airport in San Francisco. Swalwell denies any allegations against him. The scandal ended his campaign for governor in that state in April. Days later, he resigned from Congress. And if that wasn't enough, newly released FBI files detail Eric Swalwell's history with suspected Chinese spy Christine Fang, also known as Fang Fang. In 2015, he admitted to agents that he had multiple sexual encounters with her. Justice correspondent David Spunt has more. David.
Hi, Harris. Well, Eric Swalwell has been quiet, for the most part, at least online, his online presence since he resigned from Congress and ended his campaign in April. He's denied sexual allegations of sexual misconduct, denied allegations of sexual misconduct against him. But now there is this criminal investigation, Harris, and he's the subject. As you mentioned last week, FBI agents stopped him at the airport in San Francisco, where they took specifically his iPhone and MacBook laptop. Fox is told that Swalwell was cooperative during the airport encounter. He was not detained or arrested. And the next day, Harris, here in Washington, D.C., the FBI took electronics from his home, not far from the Capitol where he used to work. Now, the Swalwell search warrant was filed listing a federal statute that makes it a crime for an official to deprive another person of their constitutional rights, though unclear specifically what that means for the investigation. Swalwell, as I mentioned, faces multiple allegations of sexual misconduct from several different women, including Lana Drews, who claims that he raped and drugged her at a Hollywood hotel in 2018 in California. Here she is.
He raped me, and he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have.
And Swalwell has been answering questions for years about that relationship with, as you mentioned, Fang Fang. This was exposed in his early days in Congress, though he said that he met her before his time in Congress. Now, he was favored to be the governor of California. He was looking good in the polls, but he backed out because of this. We've reached out to Swalwell's attorney, no comment, and I will mention the FBI also not commenting on this probe. But we know there is an active investigation, no question, Harris.
All right, thank you very much. I want to get in focus now to Jonathan Turley, George Washington University law professor and Fox News contributor. Let's talk about this case against Eric Swalwell and the FBI now in its investigation. What stands out to you?
Well, as David noted, Harris, the deprivation of rights is an interesting twist. We're not sure what the feds are specifically alleging here. Much of these sexual abuse allegations are going to be handled on the state level. That's where they're normally prosecuted. But we don't quite know where the feds are going to come in. Now, there is often some cross-pollination. You know, the state and federal prosecutors can cooperate, they can share evidence. So he's looking at really a two-front conflict here with his attorneys trying to fend off all of these prosecutors.
So what does a penalty look like in this? Because a lot of times, and I've read a couple of your articles this morning, Jonathan, excellent on Eric Swalwell and the fall of a made man.
Miss V. Long
and I want to
would
get into
figure it
what
out.
really happens to him. He's already lost his career. He's had women come out, speak against him publicly now, and it wasn't just one. It turned out to be a next and a next. So what's your take?
Well,
Miss Lisa Marie. Hold on. Y'all, I got to go to Rumble. The song I was singing called No Hugging, Kid, No Kisses, No Honey, My Baby, Don't Put My Love Upon No Shelf. She said, don't give me no lies and keep your hands to yourself. And Miss V. Long and Miss Lisa Marie got it. And Miss Lisa Marie said, my husband said that was my theme song when we was dating. Oh, that's wrong. You were wrong for that. Well, nope, y'all were dating. That's true. Yeah, you was right. You was right. Y'all was dating. And that's why I love my Rumble Rebels. Because my Rumble Rebels, they know. Just to check up right now, we still got the goal. So far, we got 2 donations of $2. Who's going to donate $2? Anybody? Y'all going to jump over here? YouTube? Y'all did good. I had to honor y'all tonight. Who's going to jump over here and do that? Who's going to jump over here and do it real quick? And do the $2 challenge.
I mean, you just heard a witness who said that she was physically assaulted and raped. Obviously, you're talking about a very long prison stint. In Washington, this is as scary a story as you can make. I mean, and people in Washington tell each other stories about Swalwell around campfires because he is a made man. He was made by Nancy Pelosi. And even when all of this stuff was coming out with Fang Fang, he was protected. People like Schiff and Pelosi attacked people who were saying, what is he doing on the House Intel?
We're here to make you an offer you can't refuse. Are you messing with our little son, little Jackie? I mean, Eric. Let him have one more chance. I'll do a favor for you when you do a favor for me. Oh, you said I said the name of the song. Was I wrong? No. Yeah, you were wrong. It's keep your hands to yourself. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Georgia Satellites. Oh, okay.
Committee if he was targeted by a Chinese agent and had a sexual relationship.
Great question.
Those Democrats really went after critics. Now we know that, in fact, those criticisms were well-based, and yet Pelosi insisted on keeping him on the House Intel Committee with access to some of our most classified information.
Wow. Well, perhaps we'll learn more about a lot of things as the FBI goes forward. I want to get to the convicted murder. Karmelo Anthony, 2 months in jail, and now we're looking at him possibly getting a new trial. In June, a judge gave him a 35-year sentence for the deadly stabbing of Aston Metcalf after that stabbing at the Texas high school track meet that they were both at. The racially charged case sparked explosive protesting. Remember when this was going on?
Say his name! Say his name!
So it's back. Because that was going on during, the early parts of the trial, and this was just 2 days ago. Now, Karmelo Anthony's push for a new trial is revealing what the jury never heard. Like this text message. Prosecutors say Anthony sent just hours before the stabbing. Quote, "I'm low-key on the verge." There was also... suggesting he was obsessed with knives and guns. And meanwhile, Karmelo Anthony's lawyer says Aston Metcalf and 2 other boys were put on probation for painting racist graffiti. He also says Metcalf was sending racist text messages up to the day of the killing. Anthony's lawyers say an unwritten deal between both sides, the prosecution and the defense, kept all of that and more out of court. Jonathan, your reaction?
Yeah, Harris, this is pretty extraordinary. This information contains derogatory points on both of these individuals, the victim and Anthony. And, now this case is becoming part of the Texas election campaign with Tallarico saying that it shows that the legal system is failing black Texans. So it's really taking on this added rhetorical aspect and political aspect. In reality, the motions for a new trial, in my view, are fairly anemic. One of the arguments is that I would have testified, but my lawyers really didn't fully advise me on this stuff. That's going to be hard to make out. I mean, this was a knowing point of strategy on the point of the defense. This gentleman's agreement, as it's being referred to, is not that uncommon. Sometimes lawyers and prosecutors will say, you know what, there's bad stuff here for both of us. Do we really want this in the trial? So it was a trade-off on both sides. They were saying both sides decided that they wanted to minimize the risk. Now, is a court going to order a new trial because of that strategic decision? I think it still will be tough. And they're also arguing again that the jury lacked a black juror. But the jury was not, as is commonly reported, all white. It actually had minority members. And the prosecutors struck potential black jurors because they were educators. And this was a crime that occurred on school grounds. So all of that is going to have to be reviewed here and possibly on appeal.
Yeah, you're talking about the Asian members, the diversity that was on the court that might not have been black Americans. Can I just ask you about that for a second? As you're putting a jury together, and both sides can weigh in, they can strike, I think you get up to 3 or more of people that you can just say no to no matter what the situation. I mean, is it even legal to just pick out people based on race? Or how does it work?
No, it's not legal to pick out people on race. You can make what's called a Batson objection. And in that case, the court said you're not entitled to a jury of a particular racial mix. Okay. But at the same time, under the Sixth Amendment and equal protection, prosecutors cannot strike jurors just because of their race. Now, here the prosecutors are saying we struck them on the basis of their backgrounds. We felt that they were going to be more sympathetic to the defense. That is a valid issue. So the courts will look at this, and it's not the result that is the determinative factor here. It is the motivation. Why did the prosecutors do it? Does this appear objectively reasonable as to why they happened to strike the black members of the potential jury?
Real quickly, and I mean quick, do they get a change of venue for this? Because, I mean, the public around this courthouse has weighed in, but now the whole country is. You mentioned James Tallarico, who, is running for Congress down in Texas, making his voice part of this.
Well, I think that's right. Actually, Tallarico is helping the prosecutors because they could say, look, you've got a guy running on this around Texas. So it's often hard to get a venue change. Sometimes courts will do it just to give that extra benefit. But first, they need to get a new trial, and we'll have to see how that plays out.
And you've already mentioned the reasons why that likely wouldn't happen, but we are covering all of it. Jonathan Turley, thank you. Be sure to like and...
Making sure I get this video. Think I got it. come on. There it go. I did have it. I just had it labeled wrong. There it go.
This investigation highlights the harsh reality that there are still adversaries intent on conducting terrorist attacks on American soil. She once wrote, quote, "Praise be Allah for September 11th." Also in the court documents, she told the source that she went from a little girl waving an American flag after 9/11 to now having stickers of the fallen towers. Folks, let that sink in.
Federal agents say they have foiled an ISIS-inspired terror plot targeting New York State Capitol in Albany. 35-year-old Jessica Bowie is accused of planning to bomb the Capitol building.
That it's okay. Guys, the source of...
That there are also in the court documents and flag.
Inspired terror plot targeting New York State Capitol in Albany. 35-year-old Jessica Bowie is accused of planning to bomb the Capitol building and kill lawmakers with hopes of executing more attacks throughout the country. Investigators say Bowie was caught on camera at a Home Depot wearing a burqa and buying supplies to carry out her plot. She allegedly planned to disguise the bomb as a DoorDash delivery. Social media posts now show Bowie praising Allah for 9/11, threatening to poison infidels, and saying blowing the brains of non-Muslims out is beautiful. FBI agents say this was just the beginning of her plans and that her sights were set on bigger targets.
Miss Bowie didn't just want to kill lawmakers. She wanted a complete disruption of our government. And after that, she planned to flee the country and one day come back to, quote, do more.
Hey, Keon, what's going on?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, man, I've been sitting up here. I've been working out, jumping jacks and everything. And I'm like, check my daggone phone. I said, oh, what's going on with you, Keon? And no, y'all, I haven't been asleep. I've been sitting up here. Look, when y'all over there and y'all talking, I want everybody to see. I got these right here doing this.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so I was just showing people what I be doing when I'm over here. But yeah, what's going on tonight, Keon?
Well, just sitting there, just listening and watching the show, and good calls tonight. And I'm with you and everybody. I've been so done with black people, the niggers, and the white liberals completely, because with Nolan Well and Anthony, that Anthony boy, it's like it's so toxic. It's so toxic, and not only toxic, you got the white, like I said, and then you got the white dude go. You don't see the Asian, and you don't see the Latinos, and you definitely say what you want to say about the Muslim. They can say what, but you don't see them out there advocating for these black people. When they act a donkey or do whatever, you don't see that. Only you see is white people going out there, or white guild, or the white liberals out there doing that. You don't see it.
Well, hold on, Keon, hold on. Because you saw them act the fool up in Minneapolis.
Am I missing something?
Yeah, Minneapolis. A lot of people will tell you how them white liberals acted in Minneapolis, California, because remember the riots that was happening in California because they were burning the American flag. Those illegals were burning the American flag. So They don't carry on. They don't carry on as much as black folk. No, they don't. And the thing
No. Yeah, go ahead.
And the thing is, black folk is slowly eroding our own credibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And who commit the most crime? You got a 13 population. Who commit the most crime?
Black folk.
Out of all ethnic groups. Okay.
We're 13% of the population, but we're responsible for how much of the murders? We're 13% of the population, and how much are we on welfare? See, what people have to say is, well, there are more white people on it than us. There are more white people, yeah, because there's more white people, and for you to just be 13% of the population, and you are that close to 60-some% of the population, if not overtaking them, that means something wrong with you.
And do you see? Because I saw it surfacing on Facebook where you probably did show it last night, but I cannot believe you got them liberal women out there. Supporting
Linsey Clancy.
Yeah.
Woman murdered her children.
I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I've been telling her, I said, let me ask you something. As not just a mother, but a grandmama, what do you think about that? She said, I'm going to be honest with you, Keon. It's evil. You know? And I'm so sick and tired of hearing about mental illness. They done use mental illness to they make people who deal with mental illness look bad. Everything you hear, mental illness. Stop with the excuse.
Absolutely. See, here's the thing. People don't want people held responsibility for their actions. And if you don't hold them responsible, if people know they're going to get a pass for crime, they're most likely going to vote for you. Because some people know their family members are dumber than a box of rocks. Let me say it again. Some people know their family members are dumber than a box of rocks. And being their family members dumber than a box of rocks, their family members are subject to get in trouble. And being that family member subject to get in trouble, they don't want that family member going to jail. Some of these people know their son ain't nothing but a no good thug. And some of these people know their daughters ain't nothing but a Georgia slut. And so, being she a Georgia slut, they want her to get all the welfare and all the Medicaid because they don't want to pay for it themselves. That's what people have to understand about why people say, oh, we need benefit, or we need more programs. The programs is because they don't want themselves to open up their wallet. If a girl get knocked up pregnant, who's responsible for helping take care of that child if she gets knocked up by a sorry man? It's the parents. That's why so many people support Medicare for all, and they support food stamps and all this, because they want to keep the money in their own pockets, because their children bums. Their children are bums, and they know their children bums, and they don't want their children coming back home being bummy. So then they sit there and they like, well, I support Medicare for all. Yeah, you support Medicare for all because you know your son's a bum. You know your daughter's a $2 back juke joint hoe. Your daughter ain't a $5. Your daughter a $2 juke joint hoe. And so she's sitting up there doing everything under the sun, jumping out of any and every car. Everybody sitting there doing anything and everything with her. And you know for a fact she gonna get pregnant with 2-3. She done already got a child, working on to get you another one. You ain't trying to pay for it, and you ain't trying to have her live with you. So you want to drop her butt off in the projects and let her collect the welfare check, and you come there there every now and then, being mom and grandma, to check up on your grandkids, to try to, but you know for a fact you hold your head down with shame because you can't believe your child turned out that way.
That's
why they vote Democrat.
And that's the conversation I was having with my friend. You know, the fact that I say, listen, I'm just going to cut to the chase. You know, as men, and I told her, I said, as men, I think we're going to have a conversation. Those who are fathers and grandfathers are going to have a conversation when you about to the sons and to the next generation, where if you dating and pursue, you know, and you like a girl, and you wait, if you're not ready, wait, and once you marry that woman, make sure you meet the parents. That we call meet the parents. You have to go back to that before you get yourself involved in that female, because you don't know who you bringing home.
Let me say this too. We need to tell our sons, number one, because I don't have sons, and yes, I'm raising daughters. I'm trying to raise my daughters in holiness and be good women. However, and I tell people, however, I'm one man in the sea, and I am one man in the sea of horrification. Okay, let me say it again. I am one daddy in a sea of horrification, because the plan of horrification when it comes to women is going. Now, yes, we do need dehorrification. The churches need to be dehorrification stations, but the churches are not dehorrification stations, because when you go to churches, the churches sometimes are whore sanctuaries, not dehorrification. They're whore sanctuaries. Okay, now I am teaching my daughters to be better, but guess what? We need to teach our sons there is nothing wrong with going dating a woman from another country. Black men have to start saying there is nothing wrong with dating a white woman, and don't expect that white woman to act black. I cannot stand if that white woman from Georgia, she from South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, and she just as country as she can be, let her keep her culture. Let her keep the way she was, the way her mom and daddy raised her. Is she going to take on some of her man's attributes? Yes. But let that woman be what she was. Yo, you fell in love with her because you know what was on the other side. Teach our sons there's nothing wrong with going across seas. Teach your sons, hey, look, baby. Look, son, our daddy love you, but look. I done seen 2 of the girls you brought back, and I'm like, son, something wrong with you. Go to Korea, go to Thailand, and go visit, and go get you a good woman over there and bring her back. Just don't get you a Chinese one.
And Jamal, you remember back in when we were growing up, when white females back then, they only were dating. They were dating. They weren't dating these thugs. They were dating military men. But now they bashing the military men.
When I was growing up, and I'm sorry, when I was growing up, fine, attractive white women won't dating black dudes. They were dating white dudes. A white girl looking like Angela Jolie was not dating black dudes. She was dating the white dudes. She was dating the white dudes. If a white girl was a 6 to 8, 6 to 7, 5, she was a 5 to 7. A black dude who dated her was in the military or in college. He had his stuff together. That's what it was. No thug hoodlum got a 8 or better. If the white girl was an 8 to 9, she was dating white men. But what they started doing was they started making these little white girls feel bad about not dating a black man. I have seen some people actually come up. I have actually seen some people come up and say that a black dude wanted to take their daughter out to the prom or something like that, and her daughter was like, she had to because she didn't want to seem racist. I wish a nigga would come to my house and my daughter, my son, Dad, I gotta date him because I don't want to seem uppity. I'm gonna throw that nigga right out the house and I'm gonna be like, well, your daddy gonna show you uppity. I'm gonna show you the uppitiest nigga you ever seen because I'm gonna up this nigga up and I'm gonna up him out my door. I'm gonna up him up and I'm gonna up him out the door. I don't care. Call me uppity, call me whatever. But what my daughters ain't gonna be doing is I take trash out of the house. My daughter ain't gonna turn around and bring no trash into the house. On Wednesdays, I got to take the trash container and put it near the curb. And every other Wednesday, I got to take the recycle. I don't bring recycling in. I take recycling and stick it out. So she can't bring me some trash talking about some, Dad, we gonna try to recycle him. Baby, recycling ain't your daddy job. Your recycling is the city of Durham job. So you take that trash you done brought to this house and you go stick his behind right out there on the curb in the blue bin marked recycle and let the city of Durham pick him up and recycle.
Oh, goodness. Well, Jamal, I had a good conversation, and you enjoy your weekend.
All right, you have a good one.
All right, you too.
Y'all, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be honest with you. I wish my daughters would bring some trash home. Bring some trash home, talking about some, he come up, I'm sitting there, and I done got off work, I'm in my uniform, because sometimes I come home and I'm sitting like this, or I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking of a show for to do, and he come in there, my daughter bring, before I go any further, excuse me for being rude. Forgive me for being rude, Neil. Neil, forgive me for being rude. I would like to thank Mr. Neil Hillard. Mr. Neil Hillard, thank you for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page through Cash App. Thank you for your kindness and generosity and your donation to the page through Cash App. Oh, wrong one.
I love you.
Thank you, Neil Hiller, for your kindness and generosity and donation to the page. I'm sitting there, chilling, and she gonna bring him in there. Hey, Mr. Lane, what's going on? My name Contarius. My name King Terrius, yo. And I just want to let you know, me and your daughter, I just want to be a respectful man and like just shake your hand, you really did your daughter. Your daughter, she real nice and she real good. And I would like to me and her, we talking and we would like to go. Oh, nigga. Oh, I say, nigga, get out of my house. I say, nigga, get out of my house. Oh, if you don't get out of my house. Oh, I'm gonna shoot you right in your high part. I say, nigga. Oh, get out of my house. Oh, I say, get out of my house. I say, nigga, you better get out for you be buried somehow. I don't know what my daughter was thinking in her head. But nigga, you bout to end up dead. Dead. Nigga, get out of my house. Don't even stop and turn around. Get out of my house. What? Get out of my house. Nigga. Get out of my house. He's getting up out of there. He getting up out of here. Oh man, I think that's kind of wrong, man. Daddy, why you saying that, Daddy? I love him. Say what? Say what? Daddy, I love him. Lord, I'm running, trying to catch this nigga. 99 years I'm gonna do. Lord, I'm running, trying to catch this nigga. 99 years I'm gonna do. Lord, I'm running, I'm gonna catch this nigga. 99 years I'm gonna do. Lord, I'm running, I'm trying to get you 100. 99 years I'm gonna do. I'm gonna choke my daughter. Gonna choke my daughter. Didn't know she was this dumb. Lord, I'm gonna choke my daughter. I didn't know she was this dumb. Lord, I'm running. I'm gonna catch this nigga. I'm gonna do 99 years. Lord, I'm running. I'm gonna catch this nigga. 99 years I'm gonna do. Who won't? Bring some in here like that. Bring some in here like that. See? Y'all see what coffee do? You see, when I get wound up, there's no stopping me. Y'all just don't know. Let me see if anybody done called then. Okay. Nobody called then, so I'm going to go and end the call. Because people looking at me like I'm crazy. Lord, I'm running trying to catch this nigga. 99 years I'm going to do. Lord, I'm running. I'm trying to catch this nigga. 99 years I'm going to do. Oh yeah, Theodore. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would tell my sons to date an Asian. If I had sons, I would tell them to date Asian women. Because I know what's going on in my community. And I see these young girls, 8 and 9 and 10 years old, with attitudes like, are you serious? Are y'all starting these girls 8 and 9 years old like this? That's why I tell my daughters, I watch them. I make sure they are humbled. I don't sit there and let their mama, I gotta admit, don't talk crazy. Anybody who, my auntie, Miss Yvette, who met my wife a bunch of times. My auntie, I done hung up. I done had no phone lines, Miss Amtrak Horn. My wife has met Miss Yvette. Miss Yvette has met my wife. Anybody who's friends with my wife up here and seen her on her lives, because my wife do Mary Kay. She don't act like she don't carry herself like that. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with black women like that. That's why I love intelligent women. Like, if you look, and every black woman is not the same. No. Because you got black women like Joy R., Deshaun Jennings. You got black women like Dr. Tammy that are very intelligent. And they take it as an insult for you to dump them in the boom quisha category. But they also know what people see. I'm going to see if I got that video. I'm going to see what I got this video before I go to bed. Before we go, because I'll probably jump on TikTok for a second and see what's going on Tickety Talk Talk. See, dog, because sometimes I'll jump up there and debate. Let me see, can I find this video? That's right. You're like, I can't believe that they are actually doing this. Where is that video at? Okay, let me hook it up. Let me hook this up. I thought I had it. I thought I had it here, but I didn't. It's in my downloads. Was it in my Twitter? You got folk that can't even go, that's been banned from Disneyland because they hindparts was riding around on the scooters for the elderly at Disneyland. Let me show y'all this. It is so embarrassing. And they act like they doing a parade. This is just downright humiliating. Might as well end the show on this pod right here. Oh, I did show y'all the woman who did the terrorist attack, right?
They got to be able to get the evidence, like going and buying.
Muslims out is beautiful. FAFO wearing a burqa and buying supplies to carry out her plot. She allegedly planned to disguise the bomb as a DoorDash delivery. Social media posts now show Bowie praising Allah for 9/11, threatening to poison infidels, and saying blowing the brains of non-Muslims out is beautiful. FBI agents say this was just the beginning of her plans and that her sights were set on bigger targets.
Miss Bowie didn't just want to kill lawmakers. She wanted a complete disruption of our government. And after that, she planned to flee the country and one day come back to, quote, do more, such as New Year's Eve in Times Square, even stating she would come back to attack the White House and the president, but only after she bombed the state capitol.
The devil walks the planet. Jason.
Yeah, no. And good job, FBI. That's the FBI we signed up for. That's the FBI I want to see more of. This case begs a lot of questions. How did she get radicalized? Who else was she communicating? How did the FBI get on the radar screen? I mean, I have a hard time.
She should be shot. She should be shot. She should be shot. When you get these people radicalized like this, all you can do is put a bullet in them. That's all you can do is put a bullet in them. And I want y'all to understand this. Karmelo Anthony murdered a white boy and was gifted $630,000 by his fans. Linsey Clancy admitted murdering her children and was gifted $867,000 so far by her fans. Understand where we are now? You understand? But let me show y'all this real quick. And we're about to wrap up the night show with my favorite
Boy, I hate a nigga. They see me rolling, they hating, patrol.
I want y'all to look at this. And there was a veteran who needed it, and he was sitting down over there, couldn't get it. He couldn't get to the card. And so because he couldn't get to the car, they walk around Disney. Yeah, Disney banned them for life. Disney banned these women for life. I want y'all to understand. I'm trying to find it. This is what happens right here. All right, everybody, it's 1:15. I'm ready to go. Let's lay it down. Yep, the military vet couldn't get to him. And showing every time we don't have no it's just no respect. Mind you, this is a federal crime. That's a geyser. And see, here's the thing. Black folk get mad when white people tell them they can't do something. That's a federal offense. And people tired of us. And black folk like me, we tired of it. Every time, and I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Every time I look at something and these black liberals come and hey, you ain't nothing but cooning for them white folk, I sit there and I look at them, because them the ones that when black folk do stuff stupid and ignorant, they don't say a word. They don't say a word. They're part of the problem. They are part of the problem. But everyone, it is time to go. It is 1:15, and if people are still here, I'm so grateful that you stayed with me throughout the show. Like I said, this coffee got me up, so I'm about to go to Rumble and jump on somebody's live feed and run my mouth. Heavenly Father, we come unto you to pray. First and foremost, Lord Jesus, we ask you for forgiveness of sin and iniquity. We ask you to forgive us of our sin and iniquity because we know we fell short today. I know I fell short today. I know, Lord Jesus, forgive me of my sin and iniquity. Everyone under the sound of my voice, we ask for forgiveness of sin and iniquity. Lord Jesus, as humble as we know how, we ask you to protect our nation. Not only protect our nation, protect our citizens as well. Lord Jesus, let morality come back. Let morals come back, Lord Jesus. Let us be strong to stand our ground and not back down in the face of, regardless of what name is called. Lord Jesus, we ask for the husband that's watching me right now. I pray for the safety and security of his wife and children. For the wife that's watching me right now, I pray for the safety and security of her husband and children. For the grandparents that's watching me right now, I pray for the safety and security of their grandchildren and children. I pray right now, Lord Jesus, for my own wife and children. I pray that you protect my wife and children as they're traveling down these dangerous highways and byways. Protect my children. Protect my wife. Keep them safe. Lord Jesus, I pray right now for law enforcement, first responders, and our boys and girls in the military. I pray right now for those in hospitals, hospice, and nursing homes, and I pray for the staff of the hospital, hospice, and nursing home. I pray for all our farmers, hog farmers, chicken farmers, produce farmers, those who are dairy farmers and cattle ranchers. We pray for them. I pray for them right now, Lord Jesus. Those fishermen on the high seas. I pray for those who do deliveries, DoorDash, Uber Eats, the U.S. Post Office, UPS, FedEx, GoGo. I pray for all those who do deliveries. And I pray for those who do transportation, Uber, Lyft, shuttle bus driver, school bus driver, those who take their parents to and fro to places they need to go. I pray right now for truck drivers, all our beautiful truck drivers right there. I pray that they'll be able to pull over in a nice truck stop, get them a hot shower and some food, and let them lay down and go to sleep and be safe. And of course, Lord Jesus, we thank you for everything you've done upon us this day. It is in Jesus Christ's name. for he's God Almighty. Let everyone say amen. All right, everyone, that is it. That is it for tonight. That is it. Everyone, I thank you. And I appreciate everyone who is here. It is it's 12/122. So if you enjoyed the show, you see what I do when I'm hyped up. Please donate to Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Donate. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. And I will make sure, if I don't honor you tonight, before I get off, I will make sure I honor you next time we come for the Mind of Jamal. Sunday Talk with Jamal. We got 2 more Sundays. Next Sunday and the Sunday after that. And this will be down and we'll be at Carolina Republicans. And I did not mention the round table tonight, but it's supposed to be Miss Joy R.R., Shayne, Mr. Stacey, myself, and I believe the guest's supposed to be J9000, or excuse me, Z-Man. But I'll let y'all know Sunday who's it going to be. God bless you all. Good night.
I love you.